we're gonna tie up the Cinder Mop fly today. It's pretty realistic cinder worm imitation, and you don't really need that many materials to do it. First, you're gonna need a mop that has these, these kind of the mop chenille on it. I prefer getting a mop over using the mop chenille because these are all close-ended. What this basically is this is a loop, and then they twist it on itself, and then kind of sew it into the back. If you get the mop chenille, every time you cut it, you're gonna either have to burn it or glue every single spot so that the end that you're not tying in doesn't open up and fray on you. So, I mean, you can find these anywhere for just a couple bucks, and one mop will tie you hundreds of flies. So you need that. You're gonna need some laser dub that matches the mop, and you need a head color. I'm just using this hairline, the ice dub in a peacock color. It kind of makes a nice cinder worm head color. For hooks for these, I really like the Tiemco 800S. They're stainless steel hooks. They kind of have the right length and hook gap to make a nice cinder worm fly. These are in a size 2. You can use 2s, 4s, 6s. I really wouldn't go much bigger than a 2. The hook's gonna be disproportional to the amount of length you're gonna get out of one of these mop fibers. And then you're gonna need a dubbing twister. This is the OPST dubbing twister. I really like this one for a few different reasons. First of all, Jerry French and Ed Ward designed this to tie their intruder flies in the Pacific Northwest, and this is kind of the version that they settled on. It's really heavy, so you give it one spin, and it's gonna really cord up the dubbing into the dubbing loop. It kind of has this, I think it's an octagonal shape, where if you drop it, it's not gonna roll off your table. It kind of just rests right here. And I also like the fact that it has this hook. Some of them have like a double kind of hook. There's all different kind of ways that they, that companies will do to have it grip the thread. This single hook is really nice because once it's all spun up, you can grab the hook in your hand and just wrap it like this, and you never really have to worry about it ever, coming undone on you when you're in the middle of wrapping up your dubbing noodle. And when you're done, it just kind of just pops right out. And so yeah, a bunch of different reasons, but I really like this OPST one the best. And you're gonna need one of these finger brushes or just whatever you're gonna use to pick out the dubbing a little bit at the end. All right, so let's get to it. All right, I got some Vivus 140 power thread. I'm just gonna go all the way down the hook. Grab one of these little mops. I like to just give it a little tug, cut it off, and you'll see this is actually 2 strands of mop chenille that gets twisted together. So you want to just make sure you have both strands in your hand, and you want to tie in that little strand you just pulled up out of the mop. You don't actually want to tie in the part of the mop that was sticking out of the mop. You want to tie in the one that was kind of underneath that you pulled. All right, so that'll never pick out. All right, now we're gonna make a dubbing loop. Just gonna take probably about 4 or 5 inches. Do a couple wraps, and always close the top of your dubbing loop by wrapping it around a couple times. That way, when you pull down on your dubbing twister, the loop will close. If you don't close it at the top, it will always stay open, and your dubbing's gonna fall right out. And now we don't want a really dense dubbing here, so I'm just gonna do this in a couple different steps. Give yourself like an inch at the top. That way when you spin it, it doesn't get stuck in the hook point or the hook barb or anything else. A little clump. All right, so once you got 4 or 5 inches of dubbing trapped in there, I like to just pull my thread out of the way, give this a good spin. You can see that's where the weight of this dubbing twister really comes in. And then I'll just do it again. One more time. All right, so we got this quartered up nice. Now I'll just hold the top of the dubbing twister in between my fingers. I'm just gonna wrap. I want to make it look like that the mop kind of never stopped, never ended. Just like that. And you want to leave a little room up front for the head. So I'll just hold this up straight like that. Once behind, a couple in front, another one behind, a couple in front. You can just cut this right off. Right. I'm going to build up a little taper at the front of the head. Just going to go over that dubbing I just tied in ever so slightly. I'm going to make this a little carrot shape near the front. Okay. I'm going to make one more dubbing loop. This one's a lot smaller than the last one. It's only a couple inches and you'll be fine. Always remember again, always close the top with a couple thread wraps. This is that peacock ice dub. These fibers are really long, so I really like to just break them a few times, make them shorter. You really need only like an inch or two in here. It's always better to put a little bit too much in your dubbing loop. So, you know, this dubbing's really cheap. It's only a couple bucks per package, and you can get a few dozen flies out of each package. All right, once we get that, again, hold your thread out of the way. Give it a good spin. Give it another one. All right. Now I'm just gonna wind this head right up to the front. Again, hold it up top, once behind, a few in front. Like to lock it in with another one behind, a couple more in front. Just get rid of that. Now I hold all this dubbing back. I'm gonna make a nice little head up here. We'll just whip finish that. Hit this with some Solar Res Bone Dry. Get the underside. All right, now we're just gonna take our finger brush. I'm gonna comb out some of this dubbing that we tied in. This will just help blend the dubbing into the mop portion of the fly. You don't really have to get the underside, just the back and the sides. It's fine. Once you do that, kind of blend it all together. And when that gets in the water, it's gonna have the right thickness of a cinder worm. You can dot it around like the cinder worms do. You can strip it really slow. I've had some pretty good luck on this fly last couple seasons when the worms are around. Not too hard to tie. Like I said, mop will get you hundreds of flies, and the rest is just dubbing. And yeah, tie some up.